Okay, so we have here a list widget. We have a heading widget. Let's take a look at another type of widget. Let's say a YouTube widget, right? How would that look like? Yeah. So let's create a new widget here. Here we say new file, and this would be YouTube widget JS, and this will render. Let's see, using React. Render a function called YouTube widget. That returns. For now, let's hard code a video in here, right? So this would be maybe H3 YouTube widget. Probably will need a div here. So we can grab a YouTube video. So let's we can watch it on YouTube. So we can take a look at what a share gives us. We can click on embed, and this is the iframe, right, that we would use to render the YouTube video. Right? If we grab that, we come back here and just paste that iframe. You'll notice that the only thing that changes from one video to the other video, the only thing that changes is this URL. Right? And from that URL, the only thing that actually changes is this ID, the very last ID. So if we could control the source of that video, we could control whatever video you want to display. Right? So that's the data type for this, right? So so let's break this up a little bit. We have the source, we have the frame border, the allow full screen, and all right. So let's close that, and so now let's render this. Let's go back to our reducer and let's create a new instance of a YouTube video. So this would be so YouTube widget 1 with an ID of 3. Widget type is YouTube. Okay. Once we have that, that's going to go to the store to the container to the component, and the component to the widget. Right. So in the list widget, we just need to deal with this new type of widget. Where is it? The widget list component. There it is. We need to deal with this new type of widget. And so let's grab that, and let's say that there's a new type of widget called YouTube, and we're going to be using the YouTube widget. Did I not call it YouTube widget? YouTube widget. Why are you not seeing it? Let me see. Maybe let's import it. Import YouTube widget. There it is. And down here we'll say the YouTube widget. Okay. All right. Excellent. So let's see. Hopefully it renders. There it is. There's our YouTube widget added in there. And perhaps you could have an input field where you can type the ID of the widget of the video, or you can make it easier on them. If they go to YouTube and they say share, typically they allow you to copy the link of the YouTube video, and you can maybe paste it in here. Now the link of the YouTube video, typically I think the last piece of that URL is the ID of the video. So if you click on a video and you say share, and you click on a link, there's a link. So that's the link. See that? The very last part of that link is the ID of the video. That's really the only thing we care about, right? So that's the only thing we need to parse it out. and say, okay, I don't really need that last part, right? I don't really need this entire URL, right? So probably we could be smart about it, and make it easier on the people on the faculty, and let them paste anything, or paste the iframe, and we'll parse the iframe, we'll find the ID, and that's the only thing that we really care about. Or maybe they can paste in the actual URL, and we can parse it out and find that ID. You could be as friendly as you want with your application. Okay, but say I want to type the URL, so the YouTube video might allow me to type here the input field, where I can type the URL. So ID the URL. Okay, and class form control. Right, so here's my URL that I can type, presumably type in the URL, and then I can parse out that last piece, right? That last piece. All right, so let's see. We want to generate this source from this dynamic ID. So typically we would let source be a variable and bind it to the input field. Right, this input field, we would do the same thing. We would do a ref and would say, okay, grab the node and pass it onto and bind it to the source. Yes, and with that, if it changes, we want to notify the YouTube widget, the reducer, that the source has changed. Right, the source has changed. So we can say on change a function that allows us to say that the widgets.source is now the source.value. Yes, and then notify the update widget. Update widget and pass in the widget change. Yes? All right. So the widget is, these two are going to be arguments, going to be passed in as arguments. Widgets and update widget. Yes? All right. And eventually that's going to come back to us. Right. That source is going to come back to us. And we want to have to render this source. We need to render this source. And the source will be identical to this, except that this last part, right, that last part, we need to calculate. We need to calculate that last part. So how do we do that? But let's first make sure that the source is being passed to us again, right? So presumably this is in the preview, right? This is in the preview. So this is under here, H4 preview. Right, down here is a preview. We're just providing the URL, right? I provide the URL and then you show me what the video would look like, right? If I provide the URL, right? So let's make sure that here we are changing the source, right? That the source is being set. Right, let's make sure of that. All right, so let's try that. Let's see the preview. So indeed it is, right? I can type the URL. I think I have it somewhere there. No, I don't have that. Where is I need a video. So let's just grab here, share the link, copy. All right, so presumably I can just type in there the URL. I can type the URL. And I want to grab that last part. I want to grab the last part. So what we could do here is that this source, this could be, instead of a hard-coded string, instead of being a hard-coded string, this could be an expression that I'm going to calculate on the fly, right? That has most of this. So I'm going to use the escaped backtick, right? So that I can calculate what this is. I can calculate what this is. And what's it going to be? Right? It's going to be an expression that's going to be the source, the widget source, src, right? That I'm going to split using the forward slash, because notice what the URLs look like, right? Notice what the URLs look like. You have a whole bunch of slashes, and that last element is the ID. Right? That last element is the ID. right? I don't know how many elements though. I think maybe 4 elements. So that's gonna this is gonna return an array. It's gonna return an array, right? Which the last element, I think might be the last element is element number 4. I'm not sure. Kind of split of undefined widget source. Don't I have widget source? Widget src. Widget src. Wait, let me see. If I just say that, is that okay? I just need. Well, let's see if I grab just that. Let's see. Okay. Let's work with the ID. I'll do the split a little later. Notice that if I just paste the ID of the movie, it allows me to render different movies, right? So let's grab another movie, and let's grab the Nadaj 395cc. That's not what I wanted. I think it's Najat maybe then. There we go. This is my next boat. So if I share, I look at the ID. This is the ID right here. And if I go here and I paste this, just the ID. Notice that if I have the ID, right, it uses that ID to dynamically pull in that video, right? So again, the only part would be to parse out that ID from the source, right? Or we can make it hard on the users and just have them, but just give me the ID, right? Don't give me anything else. I'll take the ID and I can store that. Everybody okay? Right? So again, a whole bunch of different types of elements. It'd be nice if you could also embed maybe Google Slides, Google Documents, links to different third-party content that would allow faculty to create all sorts of content for their courses. Make sense? All right.